registers and inventories will facilitate optimal asset utilization and ensure that idle and unserviceable assets are disposed in conformity with the existing legal requirements. The increased efficiency and transparency will allow for improved governance and will see any public officer I almost thought that part of my speech, and is in response to what the chairman has said. The first one, Chairman, you are right that I was embarrassed at Washington, not that we were treated badly, Your Excellency. I wanted just to clarify. But you see, when you find African countries queuing in corridor, then you are called one by one. Nigeria, you come, 15, 30 minutes. Rwanda, Kenya, I mean, for those of us who have some not less than 400 billion shillings. So we can do without some of these loans. But again, Your Excellency, the chairman spoke about staff motivation, and I am aligned. Your Excellency, I think this is something we have discussed, and again, we will make sure that when we are doing our budgeting, that we feed the cow zingine, kuna zingine zijasoma, hizo sasa zitabaki. I think I've done my bit. Allow me, Your Excellency, to at this juncture invite the Prime Cabinet Secretary, the Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, to come and address our taxpayers. Thank you very much.
Be very brief because I believe I have nothing really useful to add to this conversation. But I can actually testify
informing and mobilizing the people of Kenya, corporates and natural persons, that it is a duty to pay tax so that we can use that tax to build our country. Number two, that when we go out there to seek support in terms of getting money for development, from taxpayers of other countries. And therefore, it is only fair that we find ways of making sure that we can generate resources from our own sources. The third thing I'll pick, Your Excellency, especially from my brother C.S. Mbadi and the chairman and the CG, the Commissioner General, is that for us to be better practices of collecting that revenue. And that includes also good relations with taxpayers and abandoning old style and old methods of collecting taxes, which in the past included harassing taxpayers who are actually the main clients in this exercise. The final thing that I've picked, Your Excellency, is that going forward, the country
who would not understand why we're here. And in the past, I have tried. When such difficult subjects as the economy and taxes are being discussed, not many people want to participate because it's a very difficult subject. It's not very popular. And so populists don't like hard stuff. I'm very happy that you at least pick 4 items. That is very good. Distinguished taxpayers, ladies and gentlemen, we dedicate this day to honor you, the individuals and business businesses whose contributions to our national revenue mobilization efforts have enabled us to finance It is a reason why investing in technology, in the digital space, in the 100,000 kilometers of fiber optic is a priority, because it creates digital jobs. Bilateral labor agreements across many countries is a priority because it creates jobs. And it is the reason why our county aggregation, special economic zones, and the current conversation we are having about how do we enhance our manufacturing capabilities is a priority because it creates jobs. Similarly, our nation has suffered from a severe housing deficit, which has pushed the cost of housing beyond the reach of many urban workers, forcing them to live in crowded, unsanitary, and often insecure dwellings. Our farmers have worked mitigation, economies of scale, value addition, and export manufacturing. Largely untapped due to underinvestment in both technical and vocational education and training, as well as in the necessary digital and ICT infrastructure. Again, it is the reason why we sat around a table network across Kenya to piggyback and drive our fiber optic footprint around Kenya. Further, endeavors to ensure the health of our people by providing high-quality health care have been undermined by limited access and high costs because medical facilities have been few and under-equipped, while treatment has typically overwhelmed majority households' budgets and exacerbated hardship. And it is again the reason why we are rolling out our universal health coverage, a very bold initiative. And I promise you, it's going to succeed. Political upheavals, factors that have driven up commodity prices and significantly increased our debt burden. We have been navigating uncharted waters for a while now, with more than half of our revenues going to service debt and thus denying us resources for development and for critical services. The bold policies outlined in our bottom-up economic transformation agenda aim to drive shared prosperity by reducing the cost of living, enhancing labor productivity, and creating millions of jobs annually. This is why we are investing in developing high-capacity value chains such as agriculture, micro, small, and medium enterprises, housing, healthcare, the digital superhighway, and the creative industries. To execute these transformative strategies, we agreed with the people of Kenya to take very difficult but necessary decisions to restore economic stability and guarantee fiscal sustainability in the short and medium term as the first step towards setting our nation on a path to economic prosperity. We also resolved to radically reduce non-priority expenditure and eliminate I have had my CS for National Treasury speak here. I'm not responsible for his eloquence or his firmness. I think he has just seen the reality of where we are. Domestic mobilization. And I agree with you entirely in what you have said. We need to begin to think about your accrual accounting is spot on. Your zero budgeting is spot on. We need to begin to explain why any department, any ministry tax expenditure. We must have a honest conversation as Kenyans. If we are spending 400 billion shillings every year on tax refunds, and in some cases, that have been brought to our attention, as it was done with our universal health program, you know very well that in some instances, like in some hospital here in Kino, they were doing more surgeries than Kenyatta National Hospital. Some Saint something hospital on the 3rd floor of some building in Kino. It is not possible. It is the same thing. We now have people who claim tax refunds because they run bakeries. Because bread is a very important thing. The same way, one hospital I know had more accountants than medical staff because there were we must stop them. And finally, we must also make sure that government does not pay more money for services or goods than we should. And it is the reason why the e-procurement that you have talked about here, it's been on the cards for far too long. This is the time to be meant to implement e-procurement. We must be transparent. It must be open. How much is government paying for this service or that product? And how does it compare with prices in the market? There is absolute at what price, who was awarded, and we get the benefit of making sure. And this morning, I made a telephone call, and your PS knows we already have a team that is working with our colleagues from Indonesia who have done a wonderful job on making sure that e-procurement works. We must learn from best practice and make sure that move in the steps in government. Additionally, we are committed to significantly increase domestic revenue mobilization by ensuring that every eligible taxpayer contributes, with no one, and I mean no one, evading their duty or benefiting unfairly from others' contribution. I am pleased to announce that our collective efforts are yielding positive results. In October 2024, this year, the chairman, the CG have said this: inflation dropped to 2.7%, the lowest in 17 years. This stability resulted in consistent fuel prices and deliberate fiscal measures to support our food production efforts. Our currency, on the other hand, has up from 4.9 in 2022, indicating a solid economic recovery trajectory. To sustain this progress, taxpayers must be based on a dynamic reciprocity, with the government using effective policies and efficient public investment to enable taxpayers to thrive, create jobs, and create wealth and make money. As can be noted in this year's theme, trade is vital. That requires robust facilitation to grow our economy. For a while now, we have been making significant progress in improving the ease of doing business, enhancing Kenya's appeal to local and foreign investors, streamlining the regulatory, empowering businesses. I'm sure next week the National Treasury will be forwarding proposals that John spoke about to Parliament for us to create a better environment for us to do business. Proposals such as tax amnesty that provides a win-win outcome both for taxpayers and also the Kenya Revenue Authority, and many other proposals that is good for business. Because when business is doing well, we can collect more taxes and we can all do well. We have resolved to establish a fair tax system that relies on simplicity and transparency to encourage compliance. Consistent collaboration between the National Treasury are clear, that are understandable, that makes it possible for government to consult with without necessarily impeding the rollout and the execution of government programs. Kenya's current revenue collection is significantly below the East African Community target of 25% of GDP. Our aim is to raise our current 14% to 22% of GDP within the next decade, and to promote compliance from the current 70% to 90% by 2026-2027, expanding the tax base by addressing hard-to-tax sectors will require collaboration, costs improvement, some measure of resistance on matters of technology and digitization. I must congratulate the KRA staff that they have finally come round and agreed that let's go technology. Congratulations. I am not saying you had refused. I'm saying it was slow. But I'm finally informed, and now there is clarity, and there is harmony, and there is concurrence, and we have all agreed that that is the way we are going. And we are mobilizing and foreign technology providers we've built a big consortium of technology providers to assist our Kenya Revenue Authority in making sure that we create a seamless ecosystem that will make sure that whatever is due to KRA is paid without anybody, any member of either KRA or any member of government taking advantage of the system. service delivery, transparency, and also reduce tax evasion. I am proud to note that a tax-based expansion strategy enabled the government to generate an extra 20 into the tax net through the monthly rental income program, and likewise enhanced systems, including the electronic tax invoice management system, have reduced VAT fraud, enabling us to mobilize 314 billion from over 280,000 VAT registered taxpayers. We are making real progress, and I'm very happy with the progress. I got a report from the KRA team last week on the interventions we have put in place. We've just started, and I'm very confident that shortly we will get all systems go, and we will make significant progress, and we will reduce the number of outings my friend has to go to queue in certain places. I commend millions of patriotic Kenyans for performing their patriotic duty and filing by June 30th, 2024. To contribute towards national transformation. I'm very happy that even though many people call me names in terms of our adventure and our program to collect tax, more people are now realizing that that is the direction to go. I'm very happy. I would also like to recognize Dr. Lilian Nyawanda. Where is she? Let's clap for that. Congratulations, Lilian, Commissioner for Domestic Taxes. And we commend you. Let me also recognize Mrs. Rispa Mudhoni Simiyu, Commissioner for Domestic Taxes. Where is she? There. And your team for your outstanding performance in surpassing your tax collection targets by 105%. Congratulations. Madam Nyawanda surpassed her target by 102%. better infrastructure, inclusive services, and increased wealth and job creation, we are laying the foundation for rapid national transformation. This is why we must all take a stand against tax evasion and corruption, which continues to pose significant challenges. Tax evaders to the people of Kenya while benefiting from public service. Those engaged in corruption should not enjoy benefits gained through the sabotage of public service delivery and the undermining of public infrastructure development through bloated bills and unnecessary and unjustified payments. I urge Kenyans to take advantage of KRA's iWhistle platform, which enables the public and staff to report malpractice, and I commend those who have done so already by reporting 883 cases, which led to the recovery of 4.3 billion Kenya shillings. To all those who made reports, I want to say congratulations, you are true patriots of the Republic of Kenya. Additionally, 255 KRA staff members have been investigated, and I want to promise you that firm and decisive action will be taken against those who will be found to be culpable. It is critical for us to uphold integrity, to secure public confidence, motivate tax compliance, and promote efficiency and accountability. This is the way to ensure that every shilling of taxpayers' money is fully applied to its intended purpose. I reiterate my undertaking to remain a responsible steward of public resources and to ensure that no funds entrusted to the government will be lost under my watch. We have made significant progress in enhancing transparency and efficiency through digital solutions to combat theft, wastage, and corruption, and we remain committed to furthering this effort to assure Kenyans of maximum efficiency in resource utilization. Today, we launch KRA's 9th corporate plan, delivery, and compliance through technology and process optimization. I commend KRA and their work in developing this plan and urge them that nothing except the full implementation of this strategic plan shall be acceptable by me. Accordingly, I call upon government agencies to cooperate fully with KRA in strengthening revenue mobilization. Once again, I salute the distinguished taxpayers of Kenya and extend the appreciation of a grateful nation for your patriotic contribution to national self-reliance and transformation. I congratulate each of the outstanding taxpayers recognized today efforts to work together, and I'm very proud of this moment that we are making steps towards ensuring that we collect every shilling that we can and appropriate it properly and use it for the intended purpose and make sure that it is put to good use. I'm informed that the discussions have already been done. From this month going forward, there will be adequate facilitation of the Kenya Revenue Authority so that they can do their job and do it well. The Kenya Revenue Authority platform is also officially unveiled. Thank you very much. God bless you, and God bless our great country, Kenya. Asanteni sana.
Another round of applause for His Excellency. As we now invite you, Your Excellency, to come and press the buzzer and allow me, Humphrey Watanga and the PS to come and flank His Excellency as we now have the official launch of the 9th corporate plan and the API platform. So with them standing there, it's a video launch. So Your Excellency, we will be, Lillian, you may also come. And the other lady that was honored, we can give them a clap as they're coming for a job well done. It's a video launch.
These 5 pillars lay the foundation for an efficient tax system, bringing Kenya closer to and seamlessly access and interact with KRA services. The future of tax administration starts today. Welcome to the new era of the Kenya Revenue Authority.
Another round of applause, and that marks the 9th corporate plan and the API platform. I'll request that then we have His Excellency the President, the CS Treasury, together with the Chair of KRA, to remain on stage with His Excellency as we now proceed to the award ceremony. I'll request that the rest, PS, you may also join His Excellency as we now proceed to the award ceremony. And at this point, I will have Beatrice read the first citation for the first award. Beatrice, over to you.
Thank you, Mike. Your Excellency, sir, the following taxpayers are presented for the Presidential Distinguished Taxpayers Award for the financial year 2023-2024. We'll start with Top Tax Society. This award recognizes the institution of higher learning that demonstrated the greatest level of support Make your way to the stage so that you receive that award kindly. KCA University, Top Tax Society. A round of applause kindly as they receive the award. The second award, Most Facilitative Government Agency in Tax Enforcement and Recovery. This award goes to Directorate of Criminal Investigation. A round of applause kindly. The next category, Top Importer, Non-Petroleum. This award goes to East Africa Device Assembly Kenya Limited. A round of applause as they pick these awards kindly.
Your Excellency, the Top Authorized Economic Operator. This award goes to CFAO Motors Kenya Limited. Your Excellency, the next